If you're separating in Australia, you're probably arguing about the house and quietly ignoring the biggest asset in the room. Your ex-partner's superannuation is, under family law, partly yours, and most people walk away without ever claiming it. There are 3 moves that protect your retirement here. Find and value every super account, decide whether to split or offset it, and formalise that split so the fund actually moves the money. Skip them, and a single decision during a stressful separation can cost you a 6-figure retirement. Here's the number that should stop you. Australian women aged 60 to 64 retire with 31% less super than men. 192 this far as $6 versus 279 167, according to ABS and Treasury data. And divorce makes that gap worse. But here's the part nobody tells you. The law already gives you a way to fix it, and almost nobody uses it. 3 moves. Find and value all super accounts. Decide whether to split or offset. Then formalise the split with the fund. Each one can be started in under 30 minutes, and the tools are free. Under Australian family law, superannuation is property for married and de facto couples alike, and the Federal Circuit and Family Court of Australia can split it by agreement or order. But here's the catch: splitting is not mandatory and not automatic. Couples can settle the house, the cash and the investments and leave super completely untouched, even when one partner has far more. Watch what that costs. Take a $60,000 of super imbalance at separation. If the lower super spouse keeps only their own balance, it grows to around $151,000 by retirement. But equalising at separation would have reached about $263,000 each on a 5% return over 27 years in our model based on FCFCOA splitting rules. That's roughly $112,000 left on the table simply because super was treated as too hard. The second layer is psychological. When super is split, it almost never comes out as cash. The ATO confirms it stays preserved in super until you meet a condition of release, like reaching your preservation age. So people decide it's just paper money I can't touch and trade it away cheaply for extra home equity. And that's an expensive mistake. Every $10,000 of super you give up in a split becomes about $37,600 by retirement at TITS 5% over 27 years. Author's model on ATO rules. A 35-year-old who forgoes a $45,000 entitlement loses around $14,000 by age 67. Trading super for cash now quietly compounds into a fortune lost. Here's the myth that drives those bad trades, that splitting your ex's super gets you cash to help right now. The fact, in the family court's own words, is that splitting does not convert super into a cash asset. It stays in super and is preserved until you meet a condition of release. Value it as retirement money, not a payday. Put both costs together. On a $60,000 unsplit imbalance, our model shows about $225,000 lost by retirement. Forgoing a $45,000 entitlement costs around $214,000. Author's model on ATO and FCFCOA rules. Every week's $1 of super not claimed can become $4 to $5 by retirement, which is why those small compromises during separation are anything but small. Meet Sarah. She's 38, a registered nurse in a public hospital earning $90,000 a year, with $75,000 in her industry super fund and 29 years until she's 67. After a 12-year marriage and 2 kids, she and Tom separate, and Sarah focuses entirely on keeping the house. Here's what she found when she finally looked at the super. First discovery: Tom's super isn't his. All super in both names goes into the property pool, and Tom, an engineer, had $190,000 against Sarah's $75,000. That's a combined pool of $265,000. A fair 50-50 split would give Sarah $130,500, an extra $50,500 of super at separation under FCFCOA splitting rules. Second discovery: that preserved super is still completely hers. Sarah's $7,500 share can be rolled into a fund in her own name and keeps earning, even though she can't touch it yet. At her 5% over 29 years, it grows to about $231,000 by age 67, ITO author's model. The invisible account is worth 4 times its face value. Third discovery, and the one that stunned her, the legal steps are small. Family law advice and the super order might cost $3,000 to $5,000. But in Sarah's case, that order adds roughly $231,000 to her retirement balance. FCFCOA, author's model, more than 40 times the cost. A few thousand now buys a 6-figure boost later. Add it all up and the stakes are stark. If Sarah ignores super and keeps only her $75,000, she retires with about $3,150 from it. If she claims her 50% share, she retires with about $532,650, a difference of roughly $231,150 author's model on ATO and FCFCOA rules. That's the price of treating super as someone else's problem. Could this be you? You've focused on the house and barely mentioned super. You don't actually know your ex-partner's balance, and you haven't requested a formal valuation from each fund. If any of those ring true, these next 3 moves could be worth 6 figures to your retirement. 3 moves, let's do them. And remember, this is general information, not personal or legal advice. Move 1. Find and value every super account, because super only counts in the settlement if it's actually valued. Log into MyGov and the ATO online service to see your own accounts, then use the Family Court's Superannuation Information Kit and Form 6 declaration to get official valuations from every fund, yours and your ex-partner's. 3 steps. Log into MyGov, link the ATO and open the Super tab to list your accounts. Complete Form 6 and the superannuation information request for each fund. Then send them to each trustee. Good looks like a complete, valued list of all super for both partners, ready for the asset pool. Move 2. Decide whether to split or offset, using real retirement values, not face value. Enter each balance and age into a fund super calculator and project to age 67. Compare 3 scenarios: no split, a 50-50 split, and a partial offset where one keeps more house and less super. 3 steps. Enter each balance and age and project to 67 at a 5% real return. Compare no split, 50-50, and a partial offset side by side. Then take those figures to a family lawyer. Good looks like the lower super partner ending up no more than about 20% behind the other. Move 3. Formalise the split so the fund actually moves the money, because a handshake agreement does nothing. With legal advice, draft a binding superannuation agreement or an application for consent orders specifying the exact split. Then lodge it and send certified copies to each fund's trustee. 3 steps. Draft the binding agreement or consent orders with legal advice. File with the Family Court and obtain sealed orders. Then send certified copies and the non-member spouse forms to each fund. Good looks like a new or increased balance appearing in your own fund portal within weeks. Why does this matter right now? Since 2002, super has been formally splittable property in family law. The right has existed for over 2 decades. In 2021, the Federal Circuit and Family Court of Australia was created, streamlining super splitting orders. And by 2023, government attention turned to that 31% gender retirement gap and fair super treatment in divorce. The tools are here. The cost is that too few people use them. After you act, verify it landed. You should see a new or increased super balance in your own name on your fund's portal. Confirm the taxable and tax-free components were split correctly. And if nothing appears within a few weeks, chase the trustee with a copy of your sealed order. Everything here comes from the Federal Circuit and Family Court, the ATO, and major super funds, all linked below so you can check the rules yourself before you act. So now you know super is property, splitting isn't automatic, and claiming your share can be worth six figures. Next, we'll cover whether de facto couples who never married can split super too. If this could save you a six-figure mistake, subscribe to the fine print. We read the rules so you can act on them before it's too late.